Scott here with RAFTERS Sports and Movies, where it's all about sports and movies, movies about sports, and sports. It's time for a RAFTERS review. This review will be 8 rounds, and here's what's going to get us to the knockout. We're going to start with 45 seconds in. That's going to be my initial thoughts. Then we're going to jump to genre, plot, pace, production value, acting, soundtrack, and final thoughts. That gives us our 8 rounds. Are you ready? I'm ready to rumble. Let's go. Scott here with RAFTERS Sports and Movies, and it's time for a little bit of a football review. We're going to review the movie Him. It is a Jordan Peele production with his Monkey Paw production, and it came out September 18th, 19th, depending on who you talk to on that. It's looking to track for a pretty good opening weekend. So let's get right into it. 45 seconds in. No spoilers here. Let's be clear. This is a no spoilers video. So no spoilers here. But what I can tell you about the first 45 seconds in the movie is that it does move. It does go forward. It's not, beautiful, picturesque scene with lots of deep, brooding moments, long, drawn out. No, we have dialogue, we have content, and we're moving along. So 45 seconds in, you get some story, you get some, I think I want to know what's going on. And then we're going to go to our next round, which is genre. Okay, so genre for the movie Him. It's stated as a horror sport movie. You may see some other tags, body horror or psychological horror. You may see thriller, but the main crux of it is horror sport. Does it follow that tag, those two? Absolutely, that is correct. Let's be very clear, and no spoilers here. This is not a slasher movie. This is not a jump scare movie. So it is horror sport. Again, no spoilers. And we're going to move on to our next round, which is plot. Okay, so we obviously know that this is a football movie. And again, I'm trying really hard not to do spoilers here. And if there's any sections that you might want to skip, this may be one of them. But I will tell you there is a plot. Okay, and the plot is revealed early. As far as plots go, I thought it was very easy to follow. Now, yes, I'm into sports. I do like sports. I do enjoy sports. If you're the casual sports fan, this might not be the movie for you. If you're the horror fan, this probably is the movie for you because it is more horror than sport. Sport ends up being the shell for the horror. So there's that. Does it have a plot? Yes. Is it revealed early? Within the first 45 seconds, you know what the plot is, and the plot is about being the GOAT, which, by the way, was the original and working title of this movie as it was being produced, GOAT. Greatest of all time. So that is our plot. That's all I'm going to talk about. Plot. You'll have to watch the movie to see it. However, I will warn you, I think the less you read, the less you see. Like, skip the trailer. If you like horror and you like sports, I think you'll like the movie. But the more you watch, the more I do think it spoils it for you because everything else runs so close and it's such an easy movie to watch. It doesn't twist and turn as much as you would expect it to. Oh my goodness, was that a spoiler? I don't think so. Next up, pace. We're on number 4, pace. So the pace of this movie, it does have, it's a horror movie, so it has to have some suspense in it, but the suspense didn't drag. The movie, I did not feel the movie drug at all. It's 96 minutes long. That's 1 hour, 36 minutes. So it's not a super, super long movie. It's about an average length movie. And I didn't feel the plot drug, anything drug along. It just clicked along, and it was very easy to follow from that standpoint. So I thought the pace, from all aspects of it, was probably the best aspect of the movie was the pace and how it moved along. Next up, production value. All right, we're at 5. We're talking production value of this movie by Justin Tipping. He was one of the writers, along with, Skip Bronke, Zach Akers. This is a Monkey Paw production, which is Jordan Peele's production company. and also with Universal Pictures, so it brings a lot of credibility to the film just there. It was filmed outside of Albuquerque, has an R rating for strong bloody violence, language throughout, sexual material, nudity, and some drug use. You really, watching it, you think that Marlon Wayans is, and that's acting. We're going to talk about that in a minute. You do feel that he's a quarterback, reclusive in this New Mexico scenery. You do feel like that could be his training facility, and you do see F-16s twice in the movie. So high production value, and let's move on to the acting. Okay, so Marlon Wayans, big name. He plays Isaiah White, and he delivers a very, very good performance, in my opinion. I thought he did a great job. Now, we got Tyriqwithers, who plays Cameron Cade, and he's the prodigy, and he also does a good job. Marlon Wayans, superior, very, very good. Tyreek did a good job as well. Juliafox plays Lise White. I thought she brought it. Tim Heidecker, who is from a previous Jordan Peele movie, Us, you might remember, did a good. And we also have Jim Jeffries, well acted, and it was not campy at all. This is not a slasher film. This is not meant to be campy. This is meant to be dramatic, serious, and then horror. And that's what we get with this movie: is the dramatic, the serious, the actors playing off of each other was quite well. Boop. That'll make sense when you watch the movie. And reactions from each other, lines were delivered, and I really enjoyed that part of it. And I thought, like I said, I thought Marlon Wayans did a superb job. Something I haven't failed to mention earlier, it was nominated for a Golden Trailer Award. Okay, so that's something to see if it ends up winning the Golden Trailer Award, because it was nominated for that. And like I said before, it's on track to make a pretty good profit for the first weekend out and be in the top 3 for sure. Next up, soundtrack. Okay, we're on number 7, which is soundtrack, which, funny enough, the photo for my soundtrack is a marching band. And yes, there was a band in this movie, spoiler. So be looking for that. So we had lots of music in this. We got Get Me Lit by Pilo. We got Strawberry Ladder 23 by Shuggy Otis. Lemonade by Gucci Mane. Blitz by Gene Dawson, and much, much more. We also had Him by Denzel Curry, which ends up being almost kind of the theme song. And maybe that was where they pivoted from GOAT to the movie naming it Him. Now, there is a GOAT movie out, which is an animated movie about greatest of all time, actually has an animated goat in it. So maybe there's something there also. But Him and the Him song by Denzel Curry kind of made sense from that standpoint, and maybe changing in the name to the movie to Him. So the soundtrack was pumping, was moving. There's a lot of layering of sound. And so I went to one of those very fancy theaters that has the very good sound system, and it was very loud in points. There also is some background noise and music and things going on as some of the characters are delivering their line, like the doctor. One scene, the doctor's delivering a line, and I did you hear what he said? Nope. Okay. Well, I guess it could have been too important. So I will, even though I'm not a horror guy, I will watch this movie when it streams, and I will have the subtitles on so I could catch that. And that's something that I do wish was offered in the theater. I know for some that would be a distraction, but me as somebody that watches a lot of movies streaming and in watch parties where you're watching the what they're saying, it becomes very important for me, and maybe I'm using that too much as a crutch. So a couple of lines, there was more than one line that was delivered but obscured by the chaos of it being a horror movie. So that's my comments on soundtrack. I thought what they used worked for the soundtrack, but again, with the layering and too many things going on, in some areas it became a distraction and became problematic for me as a viewer. You made it to 8. This is my final thoughts on the movie Him, released 2025. September 18th, 19th, depending on who you talk to. So, Scott, what did you think of the movie? I think it's a horror movie with a little sports thrown in. That's what I think. Is horror my genre? No, it is not. Was this a psychological thriller? Yes, I get it. I get that. Um, was it my jam? No, I'm more for the Rudy type sports movie, not the him type sports movie. So horror, if you're into horror, you got to go check it out. It's not a slasher, but it's a horror movie, so you got to check it out. If you're into sports, maybe it might be a maybe or it may be a no. So I would tread lightly, maybe watch it streaming. But if you're a horror person, you got to get the full effect of the sound of the theater and those awesome speakers they have just booming you off the seats because it's there, and along with the music and the setup, because everything goes together. And hats off, a tip of the hat to the stunt crew for all the stunts that were done in this movie that were fantastic. The football scenes, because no football players were hurt in this movie. They were all stunt people. You know, Isaiah White wasn't hurt. Cameron Cade was not hurt. In this movie, the stunt actors did all that, and it looked phenomenal and great. And there's some elements that I'm not going to spoil for you there about that, because you got to see it. You'll know when you see it what I'm talking about there. Comments, put it below. Subscribe to the channel. Yes, definitely bring a friend. We're in Bring a Friend season, so bring a friend. Love to have you. And this is Scott with Rafters Sports and Movie, the review of the movie Him. Don't forget to like the video before you go, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel for more sports and movies content. Until our next game, this is Rafters Sports and Movies, where we raise our favorite sports movies to the rafters, just like those championship banners. Thanks for watching. Your roster spot is secure here at Rafters Sports and Movies.